Yes, children. So hope you understood the meaning of disguised unemployment. Okay, that means, for example, five members are required for that particular work, but we are using more than that. Just consider as a 8 members. So even though if we are using 8 members, the productivity or the yield, the final production will not be changed or declined. Or if we just take 5 members, the production will not decline. If we use 8 members, the production will not increase. So that situation, those extra three members will be considered as a disguised unemployees. Okay. Hope you understood, no children? Okay. And the next one, it is educated unemployment. What do you mean by educated unemployment? See, when a person is educated and not able to find a suitable and efficient job for himself. So a person is educated and they are graduated, it may be matriculation, it may be graduation, it may be post-graduation. But finally what happens? They'll not be able to get or find a job for their potential. So that is what, find a suitable and efficient job for himself, for his designate or for his qualification. If he is not able to find the job, then he is considered as a educated unemployee. So this kind of unemployment we can see more in the urban areas than compared to the rural areas. Okay, hope you guys understood, right? The three different types of unemployment. The one, it is seasonal unemployment, disguised unemployment, and the educated unemployment. Okay, yes children. And the next one, it is, see, unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resources. So yes, we know that. Yes or no? Educated, we already, so we have seen that the quality of the population increase through education and health. So the people are having education, but they are not able to use or work. So of course, then that situation, of course, it is a manpower wastage. Yes or no, children? So we have studied in the beginning only. The population, we can even use it as a assets. We can consider as a assets than liabilities. Yes or no, children? So if they are not employed and if they are not productive and we are not using them for the economic growth, then of course they will be considered as a wastage. Okay, so that's they are telling unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resource. Okay, if they are employed, then it is useful, they are economically, they are we are using them for the economic growth or the economic activity, but here they are idle, so then it is like a wastage of the manpower. See, people who are an asset for the economy turn into a liability. So we have studied in the beginning only, how can we consider people as resource? So when we are using them for the productivity of the economy, then will be considered as a resource. So by providing education, by providing health, by providing training, that it may be like a technical training or other training, then will be considered as a people as an assets. But the people are educated, they are not finding the job. So then of course what happens? The assets of the country, the people who are an assets, they are educated, but they are not finding the job, then they'll be turned into a liability. Okay, it is just an expenses to the country. Yes or no? We have to take care of them. We have provided the better education, but we are not using them for the productivity or the betterment of the economy. Okay. Yes. See, inability of educated people who are willing to work to find gainful employment implies a great social waste. So guys, understand here what they are telling. See, inability of educated people. So, they are not finding the job. Educated people, they are not finding the job who are willing to work. Of course, they are educated, they are healthy, they are able to work, but they are not finding the job. So that time what happens? See, to find the job, employment implies a great social waste. So we have seen that the manpower waste, and it is of course a social waste, economic loss for the country. Okay, because we are not using the productive people or assets. Okay, so that is just an wasting. We are wasting that the educated people who are willing to work, who are the productive workers. Okay, yes. See, unemployment tends to increase economic overload. So what you are understanding by this, children? Economic overload, of course, when the people are not employed, they are not earning anything for their livelihood also, just to lead their life also, they are not able to earn. So that time, of course, what happens? It's just a burden, economic overload. Of course, they will start depending on the employed people or working population. Yes or no, children? For example, just imagine there is a family. In that family, there are 5 members. Only one person is working for the entire family, and the remaining 4% they are willing to work. That means the age between 15 to 59 years, and they are educated, but they are not found the better job for their education. So those kind of people, of course, they are depending on the one person. That's what here they are telling. Dependence of the unemployed on the working population increases. So the people who are educated and they are able to work, but they are not finding the job, and finally, of course, they have to depend on the working population of the country, so that will increase. So that time what happened? It is just like a economic burden or economic overload. Okay, yes, children. In the next one, it is, see, the quality of life of an individual as well as society is adversely affected. It leads to decline in health status and rising withdrawal from the school system. So finally, what happens, children? So when we are earning well, when we are getting the salary and when we are employed, of course our earnings will be more, salary will be more, the standard of living will be more. Yes or no? So of course that is, it is a status of the society will increase. But if we are not employed, we are not getting the salary, we are depending on the working population of the society, of course that time what happen? Will not be able to go for the better health facilities. Yes or no? Because we need money for the better health facilities or the healthcare facilities. And the one more thing, to continue for the education also, there will be more and more dropouts. Okay, because for the small kids only, we have seen the story of Vilas. What happened? He was not interested in education, he was not healthy also, and finally he started to work just to sell the fish to supplement his earning to his mother. Okay, so that is what here they are telling. The health status will be declined, and even the school withdrawal, the withdrawal from the school also will increase. Okay, yes, children. And the next one, it is increase in unemployment is an indicator of a depressed economy. Yes, of course. What happens? The manpower we are wasting, the productive act, the assets are turning into liability. Liability means what? The expenses will be more. So that time what happens? Of course, the economy will start decline, depressing. Okay, we can see the increased unemployment leads to the depressed economy of the country. Okay, and the next one we can see, in case of India, the unemployment rate is low. Do you people agree for that? Let's see. A large number of people represented with low income and productivity are counted as employed. So in our country, what happens, children? As we know, it's basically an agricultural country, and we have seen in the first chapter, that is the story of village Palampur. What we have understood in that, children? Yes, the people were even ready to work for the low wages. Okay, that's what here they're telling. Even the income, if they are getting the low income also, the people are ready to work just to supplement. So that is the reason even those people are also considered as a employed people. Okay, so in India, that's the reason unemployment rate is low, because the low income people are also considered as a employed. Okay, yes. See, for example, here they are telling a shoe, the polished person in the roadside. How much we'll be paying for him, children? Do you think it's enough for his livelihood and he can get the better health, he can get the better education? No. So that is here in India we can see this kind of employment opportunities. Okay. And the next one we can see that the employment structure is characterized by self-employment in the primary sector. So here we can see that in many, the economic activities we have considered into three different kinds. So in that we can see even it is not necessary that we have to be employed in some, the organizations only. So we can see even the self-employment also. Okay, so that also we can see in our country. Okay, more and more self-employment also we can see. It's like agriculture, sericulture, many country in primary sector we can see more this kind of things. Okay, yes. See, employment scenario on the three sector mentioned earlier, that is agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector of economy. So it may be any kind of agriculture, it may be sericulture, it may be poultry, it may be fishery, everything that is considered as a agriculture. So there we can see the most of the people are working, labor absorbing sector. And the next, coming to the secondary sector, the small manufacturing activities. Even in the first chapter we have seen that the people have engaged in the different ways, that is agriculture, and the second one it is manufacturing, and the one more it is tertiary sector. The people started to provide, giving some services to the people. It is called as a the service sector. So nowadays we can see the new services are arising, are appearing in the society. Sir, no, it may be like a biotechnology, it may be like a information technology, telecommunication, many things, hospitality, all those things. Okay, yes. And in your chapter, the last one small story they have explained, children. So there what happens, the beginning the people were self-dependent. Okay, they were providing the education for their own children, they were only teaching, they were only doing the agriculture work, all those things. But one person has sent his child to a agricultural degree, and he has done his AG, agricultural degree, and then finally with the new technology he started to do agriculture. So by that he started to get more and more yield at the productivity. So by the surplus, of course, he can send in the market. So by seeing him, many other the families of the village also, they started to adopt the new technology of the agriculture, and they started to grow more and more, and they also started to sell and get the income. So by that they started to send the children to the school. Okay, so by that what happens, they need one teacher, so there is a job creation increased. Okay, and the teacher job. So after that some self employment like tailoring, some other training also they started to get. So by that what happened, the people who were going for the cities and purchasing the cloth, they started to depend on their own village tailor. Okay, so these are all the ways we can see, children. Okay, you just go through the story once and understand how can we overcome with this unemployment problem. Okay, and we'll go for recapitulation. What do you mean by unemployment? You have to uh, write the meaning of that, differentiate between seasonal and disguised unemployment, that you have to explain. How does unemployment affect the overall growth of an economy? So that is a manpower waste, economic burden, that all the things you have to explain. Okay, hope you all understood the chapter, children. If any doubts, please let me know, and I want you all to make your own notes and submit. Okay, fine. Thank you all. Let me know if you have any doubts, okay, regarding this chapter. So by this we have completed this entire chapter of people as resource. Okay.